Meet Palabo on an epic journey around the world.
Hey you, I am in Cairns, Australia, and boy do I have stuff to tell you. Right out there is the Great Barrier Reef. There's a pool behind me here because it's summer in Australia and you can't go swimming because of the jellyfish and all the nasty stuff that's in the water. So you only go swimming in the ocean in the winter time, which is the Northern Hemisphere's summertime. But I'm here and there has a lot of stuff that's been happening. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened since I spoke to you last. And I'm gonna get into that in this diary entry. My name is Palabo and this is the Radio Vagabond.
This is the Radio Vagabond.
Yeah, when you heard me before saying out there is the Great Barrier Reef, it's because this is also done on video. You can find the video on my YouTube channel, the Radio Vagabond, or on my Facebook page, also the Radio Vagabond. And now I have one more thing that I'm going to show you. Behind me now is kind of like a miniature London Eye or even smaller Dubai Eye. It's called the Reef Eye and it's here in Cairns. Cairns is a wonderful little city in the northeastern part of Australia. It's hot and humid here and I came here a week ago. But the reason I wasn't able to put out a raw and uncut diary entry last week was because, for two reasons. For one, I was doing a scuba diving trip. I'll get back to that. And secondly, I had no computer. My computer broke all of a sudden. The screen just went black. I have no idea why or what happened, but it did happen. And I was in Brisbane at the time, just about to leave. I went to the Apple store and they said, we can fix it. It probably needs a replacement, but it'll take a couple of days. And I said, well, that's not an option because I'm leaving Brisbane, going to Cairns. So they gave me the name of an authorized repair shop in Cairns that would fix my computer. And I went there as soon as I arrived to Cairns. I went straight to this shop called Comp Now. Hang on, I'm just adjusting the camera here. I went straight to the computer shop called Comp Now, and they said, as they did in the Apple store in Brisbane, it probably needs a replacement. You probably need a new screen. And that's kind of bummed me out because for those of you who remember, less than a year ago, I was in Uganda and my screen broke there. In that case, it was my own fault. I probably closed the lid on something that was in between, so the screen cracked. But this time, it didn't. It just went black. The last time I had to go back to Denmark to get a replacement. I couldn't get that in Africa. Maybe I could, but it'll take 3 weeks or so. So I was going back to Denmark anyway, so I decided to get the screen fixed there. And that was in March. And now, 10 months later, the screen simply stopped working. Apple gives a 90-day warranty on the screen, but the Danish consumer laws would give me a year, since it was a brand new Apple screen that I got. But the problem is I'm halfway around the world. Same for Australia. If I had it changed, replaced here in Australia, the Australian consumer laws would have given me a new screen as well. So I was a little bit in a pickle. Before they started working on it, I called Apple support, and after half an hour, the guy put me through. He basically said, this is above my pay grade, so he put me through to a superior. And after a half an hour with him, where he also spoke to Zach, the guy from Comp Now, they said, we're gonna do an exemption and give you a new screen on us. You only need to pay for the man hours, the time it'll take for the shop to replace it. And that wasn't nearly as good as getting the whole thing free because the the screen itself is more than $1,000, more than 1,000 euros, 1,300 Australian dollars. So I was so happy that Apple did that for me. They didn't need to do it, but thank you, Apple. That was nice of you. So I got that back on Wednesday. So that also meant that no Saudi episode came out this week. Not even the interview I did with Jay, the second part of that should come out on Thursday, and the Saudi episode should have been out last Tuesday. Those episodes will be out a week later, so Tuesday and Thursday will be more from Saudi. And then we'll get this one as well, the diary entry. Getting back to what happened, I gave the computer on Friday, and Saturday morning I got on a boat with my good friends Siobhan and her daughter Maya to go on a 3-day scuba diving trip in the Great Barrier Reef. And on that trip we managed to get 8 dives in the Great Barrier Reef, and I had so high expectations of what that would be like. And I must admit that sometimes when I have very high expectations, I get kind of disappointed. That was not the case here. It was absolutely amazing. We saw a reef that was very much alive. We dived in 2 different reefs that we went back and forth between, the Norman Reef and the Saxon Reef. Sorry about the helicopter, they can also do helicopter tours here. It was amazing. We also did a couple of night dives with torches going under, and that's where the huge fish, I mean really big fish, came out. I don't know where they spend the day, but they are out at night. So are a lot of the sharks. The sharks aren't really dangerous, but they were big enough, like 2-meter long sharks. They could take a hand if they wanted to, definitely. So you just treat them with respect. But seeing the sharks and seeing the big fish and night diving where you can't really see anything other than where you point your torch was amazing. But the whole experience was just stunning, stunning, beautiful coral reefs, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm in Cairns now. Siobhan, by the way, Siobhan was, she's been on an episode before when we did the Caribbean cruise together, good friend of mine, and this time I got to meet her daughter as well, and she just became a certified scuba diver, and we were diving buddies, and great to meet Siobhan and Maya. And they left 2 days ago, and I decided to stay 5 more days here. I moved down here to the harbor, and right close to just over there is my hostel. I'm staying in a hostel that's called the Global Backpackers Hostel, and it's very cheap, especially if you compare it to how close it is to everything. So I'm staying here until Tuesday, and then it's my plan to go to either Arley Beach or Melbourne, or maybe I'll do both. Arley Beach is in between Cairns and Brisbane. It's closer to Cairns, so I could get on a 5-hour bus down to Arley Beach and stay there. There are also a few beautiful islands off the coast that would be interesting to see. But then again, I also need to work. I'm starting a new project for Lego that I have to put in some hours in, and also I wanted to give you more episodes of the Radio Vagabond, and that takes time as well. So I think I'll go to Arley Beach on Tuesday and then stay there for a week or so, and then maybe go down to Melbourne before going back to Sydney, because I know that in the beginning of March I'm gonna leave Sydney on a cruise ship going to New Zealand. So, and there are a few things that I didn't get to see when I was in Sydney that I want to go back and see. So I want to spend maybe not a full week, but 5-6 days in Sydney before the cruise is what I'm thinking. But yeah, I'm flexible. I haven't booked anything yet. I booked this place until Tuesday, and then let's see where I'm gonna be next week. Yeah, I think that's about it. Just a quick update here from Cairns, Australia. I am still alive, even though you haven't heard from me, and I'm still enjoying myself. It is a wonderful life to be a digital nomad. And with that, I think No, I have another 10 seconds before the 10 minutes is up. Yeah. No, I don't have anything else to say. So with that, my name is Palabo, and I gotta keep moving. See ya.
Radio Vagabond.
Produced by radioguru.co.uk.